Hi guys, welcome to this system. That's the new ISO, the XL version, so all the apps that I need are on here. Somebody just asked a question on Telegram, and I don't think I made a tutorial of it. It says I want to start with an ArcoLinux B ISO and get my configuration in there some way, in the ISO. My idea for you is to make all the configs and put them on a GitHub and get them, like I do with ArcoLinux Nemesis, github.com/ericdubois/ArcoLinux Nemesis. That's how I do it. What if, right? I love what ifs, and users are always creative. What if I take the ArcoLinux, I have to choose, it didn't say any desktop or anything, but doesn't really matter what desktop it is. It's actually about the .com, about the configuration, his own personal config. You go and get the data in. You need to get all the information in. But let's choose choose something, right? i3. Let's build our own i3, but with our configuration, or XFCE. It doesn't change anything to the workflow. So really, it's all good for me. Any of these guys are good. All right, let's take this guy. So let's assume he wants to have this particular setup. So Control C. Move it out of the way. Open terminal here, Ctrl-Shift-V. That's our code to build Herfstluft. Now let's look at it together. What it does, it's an empty thing. There is not enough to build an ISO here. There's nothing to do with Arch ISO Erlang that is on your system, user share Arch ISO. Nothing to do with it. The only thing is packages, and I always say distros are Lego blocks. Choose this, choose that, choose this, choose that. It's all nothing more than that. Okay. So if this is Herfstluft, where's the rest coming from? The rest is coming from here. You read the code, right? Keep reading the code until you find git clone. He's starting with the ArcoLinux XL ISO. So basically, it's not using that one. It's all the way at the top. It's actually this one. So this is the real code. Control C. Control, well, close up everything. Nice and easy. Open terminal. Ctrl-Shift-V. That's actually the code. And this you recognize. If you go to user share Arch ISO, you say, ah, yeah, okay. This looks more like it. This looks more like it with the EFI boot and the Syslinux boot. This is it. The only difference between Herfstluft and XFCE is a package list. And you know the package list. It's gonna be here. Let's rename this. Herfstluft WM. Okay. X, Control X. I don't need this anymore. I don't need this anymore. I go in here. I go in here. That's the packages for XFCE. That's the packages for HWM. Don't need this anymore. Except for the fact that the ISO will be called XL. But it's for you. This is not for distribution, right? This is just for you. You go and have a look at the difference, compare. So these are the differences between our flagship, Atom is there, Chromium is there, and Herfstluft. So Control find Herfstluft. Rather than installing XFCE, we install Herfstluft. You see? Herfstluft all the way. So basically, if you're happy with this, then this needs to go. or you make it a little bit more difficult and you compare both of them and you say, okay, I'm gonna move all the things that I need from right to left, because this will never be used. This is the only file that will be used. Now, to keep things simple for me, I'm just gonna delete this and assume this is good, right? Change the name again, like so, packages x8664. And it was asking, how do I get my stuff in there? Anything you put in etc_scal, that's why the command scal is so important. Anything you put in here will be on your future ISO. So I'm gonna do a very dirty way of doing things. Don't do this, right? But I could say just Control-C, Control-V. All the settings of all the applications are now on the ISO, 575 megabyte. All things are on there. And it will be copy-pasted over. Simple as that. So that's interesting. Plus the local. This one, maybe. I don't know. That's an important file. The bash RC, your bash RC, your ZSH RC. But you will have conflicts. You have to get rid of all the ArcoLinux stuff that also provides the bash RC and also provides config and also provides Alacrity and also etc, etc, because you'll have doubles. So it is a little bit longer and more difficult, but it's doable, certainly doable. The thing is the clashes. It will clash. And you can see by just running it, I suppose, if it clashes or not. Always to install a lot of stuff. Well, download actually. So this we can have already a look all the way down and then back up. So Header+ is going to be installed, and there we go. Cairo, oh, that's something else. That's problems with files, mirror things. Let's see if we can update the system. I've just done that. How about the mirror list? I'm going from Osbeck. So Osbeck is no good. Fine. I'll use EvoWise then for a moment. Oh, wrong line. That one. So while it's downloading, let's have a look. What could conflict with this? First of all, plain text is not helping. Perl is better. Do I need, if you have your own settings, right? And everything is okay, you get rid of the ArcoLinux. Whoa, not that one. That's Calamares. You can't delete that one. But you do get rid of the dconf. You don't need the dconf, you make your own dconf. You make your own all desktops configuration, the .config thing. XFCE, maybe you have your own XFCE settings, right? Because these are the how Tunar looks, the custom actions of Tunar, it's all in there. But you do want, no, you don't want, you do want, you don't want, I don't know. But you can copy paste your whole personal Header+ on there and not ours. Then certainly there will be no conflict now. And you keep on looking at these things. You want your own bash RC. Take a look what's in there. And you remove it again. And so on, right? Alacrity maybe. You saw a folder of Alacrity. We'll see if it clashes. Almost there. Oh, it doesn't seem to clash at all. Voila, a what if. A what if that helps us understand how the system works. So in the ArcoLinux build, Arch ISO, this is your future system. Nope, that's not. This is your future system. you'll have an etc, you have a scal, and the scal contains everything. Your mass dump or of all of these things. So I guess it will not conflict at all. A bit surprised by that. Hey, if it works, it works. The end result needs to be an ISO. That's all that matters. Yeah, we have copy pasted everything here. Okay. That's still empty. So when we install it, it will have a... Okay, still working. That's a long bit here always, huh? And oh, it goes. Now all my CPU cores are working. All the way up. 100%. Heating up, heating up, heating up. $70 more or less. Let's pause the video here a little bit and then do a VirtualBox later. So it's called XL, right? Who cares what the name is, as long as it works. The thing is, however, we have created something, Herpsluft, that does not have a config, so it won't be able to boot into it, but we know that because the idea is you put your own Herpsluft WM in there, right? So I wonder what we'll get. Nothing really, but this is the way to do it. This is the way to do it. Make sure that everything is in etc config, and then you'll be fine. An interesting what if. What happens if we do this? We get a display manager and there's nothing behind it. Well, yeah, there is something. So this is Herpsluft, but without any configuration, and you get thrown back, right? To this is normal. You don't have Herpsluft behind it. So Control F3. I'm gonna go in there as a live user. I'm gonna install something. Azesti, okay. That's enough. Let's leave the goodies out of there. I have 4 GB of RAM, well, of hard disk space, so to speak. So let's have a look. Now this thing, oh cool. So I can actually boot in to something. And I just want to show, we're not going to install Calamars, but I just want to show that the dump we've done is in here as well. So all the elements that we copy pasted over is in here. So this is live user, but next time it will be Eric, and everything will be copy paste over. So that's how you do it. Local is here as well. Lots of things. But don't do it like I did. I mean, that was a really dirty solution, right? Handpick the files you want in the future installation. That's much better. All right, I hope it makes sense somehow. I think it will. Basically, it's a mixture of two things. And in the end, all that matters is Lego pieces. What Lego blocks do you want? That's important. And anything you want to have, you just dump it in here. And what we do is make nice packages and repos and all that. But for a personal kind of approach, dump it in there. All right, cheers.